I'm trying to do what I feel is the right thing and stand for the Constitution, but as always, we're under attack for doing what we think is the right thing. Found out today that stations want to cancel the show because they believe Donald Trump's going to be the next president, and they don't like to hear they're getting complaints from Trump supporters about the show, and so some stations are talking about canceling the show. And you know, my business partners called today and said, just thought I'd let you know. And they said, we know you're not going to change anything. I'm like, no, I'm not going to change anything. And then I went to the caucus tonight, and I don't know how any of this helps. I mean, it's just bizarre. It is a bizarre experience to be out on the road, and to, especially with the Trump supporters, their brown shirts. I've never witnessed anything like I saw today. It was grotesque and sad that Americans, these people are treating people like Obama supporters treated us. The worst of the worst Obama supporters. It was like walking into Ferguson or walking into Baltimore. There's no reason, there's no common decency, there's nothing. It's just bizarre. So I don't know how you heal that. I don't know what we're doing here. I have no idea. Going to a caucus is one of the most bizarre things I've ever done. Because people came in with their mind made up. And some of them were honestly seeking. Others were hardcore. Others, I saw Rubio people who were just hardcore, and they were just, Rubio's the guy. And I saw Cruz people who were like, Cruz is the guy. Saw Donald Trump supporters that were unbelievable.
The world, they come, if we could just be cool. So the world needs a change, and a change is coming, and we all know that.
And I don't think that's the way anybody's going to change their mind for anybody. And it was at times really ugly, and it's just bizarre. Very unorganized. You don't know really what you're doing, what the rules are. The head of this particular precinct was for Rubio, and so the word was coming back that he was making it hard. Instead of being able to speak to one room, he was breaking it up into 10 rooms, so you had to do 10 separate speeches because he was afraid. He was afraid of, he was afraid of me, I think. And at least that's the word we got. And so it just made it bizarre, and it's bizarre that somebody could be for one candidate that was doing the rules. And then Donald Trump walked in the middle of my speech.
We have almost lost our country and our Constitution, and we have started to lose our goodness as a nation.
When I walked in, everybody saw me, the place went crazy, and they all ran away from him. His whole crowd, and he was standing up there talking to nobody.
Go and you vote and caucus for a man who will stand on the Constitution and knows the Constitution of the United States, Senator Ted Cruz.
And he steamed out of the room.
Donald Trump.
I'm not in a hurry.
You can stay as long as you want.
Sure.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much, sir, for supporting Cruz.
Thank you. What do you do? What do you do? The nice thing is, I talked to Rubio supporters who didn't change their mind, but they were good people. And we had a great discussion. And we walked away friends. I talked to Mrs. Carson, such a sweet lady. Love her. We hugged each other. I'm not going to vote for her husband. She knows that. She knows who I am. She knows who I'm supporting. And the media makes it into, they think everybody's the devil. No, they don't. They don't think they're bad people, and they don't think we're bad people. That's just the way we should be. It's amazing to me how few people really know what's going on. Talked to a woman today who was dead set on Marco Rubio. And she said, because he's not going to sell out. And I said, how do you explain the Gang of Eight? I helped Marco in Florida when he was a Tea Party guy, okay? When he was going against Charlie Crist. I was there. I was helping him. I like him. And I believed him. Then he went to Washington and he did the Gang of Eight.
I don't understand all that.
Okay, so the Gang of Eight basically said, we're going to grant amnesty, we're going to do the Dreamers, okay, and we're going to push all of that through. Well, Ted stood against it, and Ted said, wait a minute, you're doing amnesty, and it was cleverly worded, and he said, no, I'm not doing amnesty, and he said, great, then I'm with you if you add 38 words. I want a 38-word amendment, and that 38 words said, under no circumstances is there any amnesty for anyone who is here. Okay? Then Chuck Schumer, Marco Rubio, and everything else started to torpedo Ted and say, you're trying to kill the bill. And he said, no, I'm not. I'm taking you at your word. I'm just making sure that there's no amnesty. And that's the average person. You know, they're busy and the media is doing nothing but picking winners and losers. That's all they're doing. And so in some ways I have a lot of hope. When I'm out and about and I'm talking to people, I have a lot of faith in the system because I see people who are really thinking it through. I met kids. You know what's really exciting is I met people, especially in Elko, young, 20-somethings. I met a 16-year-old kid tonight that was the same way. I met a kid who was 18.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very good. I watch your show.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Matt Osborne.
Are you voting?
So I turned 18 just like a day too late.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I know.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
You bring somebody that can vote?
Yeah, my parents.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Who are they voting for?
Ted Cruz.
That's the man. I'm not going to give my endorsement to somebody that, I mean, I have to tell you, there's nobody that's going to, if he got into office, I would be, if you think I'm bad on Trump, you take a guy like Ted Cruz and have him violate his problems, I'll be his worst nightmare. I'll dedicate the rest of my life to exposing that guy. He's not going to. I've watched him. I know him. I know his principles. I know his father. You know some man's father, and that's a pretty good judgment on who the man will be, unless he has dedicated his life to not be his father. You know, I just believe in him. But I also believe because he has taken all of the hard hits, he's taken it from every side, been stabbed in the chest, been stabbed in the back, you know, been shot at from all sides, from everybody. There's no more gunpowder left. What else are you going to say about it? What else are you going to say about it? The question is, do people wake up enough? They all say they don't trust the media. Everybody says they don't trust the media. And yet, you do. And yet, you're watching them. If I hear one more person say, well, he can't win. Why? Where do you hear that? Well, everybody in the media is saying. Everybody in the media is saying that. You mean the people who like the establishment? The people who like socialism? The people that you know are not telling you the truth? You're accepting that from them? Well, you can't beat that. Well, yes, you can. We've never had a constitutionalist. A lifetime. We've never had a conservative this big. Even Ronald Reagan wasn't him. He's better than Ronald Reagan. And we've got the weakest Democratic Party I've ever seen in my life. Hillary Clinton, nobody believes her. And you're worried about winning against that? Have some faith in what our principles are. But then again, I played some Frank Capra video. Frank Capra's, State of the Union today on radio.
I'm the guy who screamed for a warrior's courage to face the simple private battles of everyday life. I'm the guy they meant when they said, physician, heal thyself. And so, here and now, I withdraw as a candidate for any office, not because I'm honest, but because I'm dishonest. I want to apologize.
I watched that and I thought, you know, maybe I'm the dumbest man in the world because I believe in Frank Capra. I believe in those movies. I know that it wasn't always like that, but I believe those people can exist. I try to be that kind of person. I think Ted tries to be that kind of person. My wife tries to be that kind of person. I know a lot of people like that. It just takes courage. It takes love. It takes honor. And, but people are giving up on that. They don't believe that it exists anymore. Once you stop believing, it's over. It's why we did Restoring Honor, Restoring Courage, and Restoring Love. And I didn't necessarily know why we were doing those things at the time, but I certainly understand why we did Restoring Love now. And I know now why I kept saying, because the Lord told me to say, geez, I'm so sick of people talking down to my Christianity. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for who I am. I was a guy who didn't believe in this stuff. I do now. And I believe the founders did as well. I believe this country was founded by God and on God. And, you know, I just believe that, you know, God talks to all of us, and he was very clear. There's going to come a time when love is going to be important. You can't fight hatred with hatred. You can't fight anger with more anger. You can't fight corruption with corruption. You got to fight it with goodness and decency and love. And that's why we did those things. And I'm seeing it now. Boy, I can't help but think, what else could I have done? What else could I